Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Valentine's week and I want to talk about love, relationship, feelings, and mostly boys, honestly, because I'm a straight woman and I don't have experience with the opposite gender. So I'm just gonna talk about from my perspective. But if you can relate or feel like that for any person, regardless of their gender, then hop on. I would love to have you. But you're very welcomed, obviously. So February, it actually used to be my anniversary month. Now it's just any other month for me because I practice something really nice. No contact. And no contact leads you to most darkest and most beautiful times ever. And all in good ways. I see it all in good ways because when I look back from a year from now, I'm like, thank you so much. Thank you so much it happened to me. Thank you so much I let it happen to me. Snow Gunda come in a lot of phases. It started off with a lot of whys. Why did I stay for so long? Why did I let him treat me like that? Why was I so dumb? Why was I so naive? You get a lot of whys. You get a lot of what if this would have been that of questioning yourself. It starts with that. Same happened with me. First, I used to think, oh, I was so dumb. Oh, I was so naive. And I wasn't. I wasn't so dumb. I wasn't so naive. I am someone, I'm an empath and I love deeply and I care for people deeply. And and I'm a really good and kind person. I don't manipulate others. I don't play with their feelings. I don't um I don't go behind their back. I don't betray them. So my tendency to assume that the others are like me is what I something realized. I realized that I used to think, oh, but then I would never do that to them. Yeah, and that is why I used to think that, oh, they won't do that to me because I wouldn't do that to them. But that was just me projecting myself on them. That was just me projecting my positive feelings and thoughts on them. And even though they gave me no evidence of that, even though they did not prove me that they're capable of it, I still believed. And that was something that I let go of during this period of time. Now I'm like, unless and until they're not going to give me proof that they're actually that person, I'm not going to believe that they're that person. I'm not going to believe that they're kind, they'll be good to me, that they they won't manipulate me, they won't play with my feelings. I will not i will not accept that unless and until they're gonna prove that. And now I wait and see for them to show me that they're emotionally reliable. That now I don't go by how I wish them for it to be, how I hope and pray for them to be, or for them to act in a certain way, because I would have done that. Now I just wait and let them play it out. Every person and every situation that is sent to you is not by mistake. It happens to you for a reason. It is catered for you, solely for you, because it changes you. So when you think, oh, I was so dumb, oh, I was so naive, I shouldn't have stayed for that long, I should have left, oh, I why did I let it happen to me? That alone, the fact that you're acknowledging that, says that you've grown so much from it. Do you think someone who is not grown would even acknowledge that, oh, I shouldn't have let it happen to myself? It's a process. It's all a process. When you go through something that is bad, do you and when you learn from it, you don't ever let it happen to you again. You're like, fine, it happened to me. I will make sure I will never put myself in this position again. And when you go through things like this, you learn how to love. You know what you want, what you don't want, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And you know about relationships, you know about communication and how it works. I used to be always someone with a lot of desires, so many desires. And then I met this one person. And then my only desire was for him to know me, to love me, to care for me to know him, to love him, to care for him. And that took away all other desires I had. And you know what I learned from that? To never let it happen to me again. To never put myself in that position again. To never let anyone have that power over me again. Because what was I doing? So stupid. What was I thinking? But I know for a fact that I would never ever put myself in that position again. I will never let that happen to me again. And you need to understand that other people are just merely experiences in your life. They're there for a day, for a decade, for years, uh, for a season. And then you need to understand that you don't own them. You don't own them. You don't get to keep them always. All you have is yourself. And it is extremely important for you to realize that you were beautiful before someone noticed, and acknowledged it. And you're gonna remain beautiful in their presence. No one's ever gonna take that away from you. So, your beauty, it's not subjected to who values you. Your beauty is gonna stay no matter who is there in your life, no matter who sticks by, it's just gonna stay. So don't let it be validated by someone else's presence or absence in your life. I used to glorify my experiences with my ex and, look back and used to think of the good times and was like, oh, I'm gonna feel that again and whatnot. But then, nah, remember why it ended. Remember that you cried all the way through it, that you have to literally drag yourself out of it. Remember all of that, honestly. When someone has hurt you, you try to find comfort in them. You try to be like, oh, if this person will know how much I'm hurting, they'll understand. And because also you're used to going to that person, and but just though you don't need them to validate your feelings. You don't need them. When I was also going through it, I actually read a quote and I remember it very, very nicely because I like to recall it from time to time. It says like when someone abandons you in the middle of the ocean, they don't have the right. They don't get to know what the sharks did to you or how you made it back to the shore. They don't get to know that. So they don't deserve to know what happened to you, what you did to get out of it. None of that. That is none of their business. And I see so much beauty in being rejected, unsupported, unseen, and misunderstood because it made me rely on God so much. It made me closer to God so much. And that is the most beautiful thing that happened to me. I sort of think that God made it happen to me. My breakup, I love to think that God made me go through it because He knew that is the thing that will make me closer to Him. That is the thing that will make me run to Him. He's like, that man is not motivating you, teaching you, or investing in you. He's just a distraction. What the hell are you doing to yourself? And he got me out of it. And that experience, it made me realize that I am God's daughter. And I'm so much more than how a boy feels about me or he treats me. And he will put you in situations where people will disrespect you, undervalue you, and waste your time because so that you can learn to let go. It's very important to learn to let go. And this, you know what it made me do? This made me do to remove that. I want you to like me. I want you to love me. I want you to care for me. I want you to see me. I want you to understand me. Sticker from my head and put it in the mirror because that is where it belongs. And I want you to do the same. My life has become so much better with it. Now my mindset is like it is a luxury to get to know me, to be in my presence, to see me, and it has changed my life and how I'm treated by others. For me, dating is like a blank canvas now. I gave you the canvas and I let you take control over it, all over it. It's a blank canvas, right? You have the colors, you have the brush. I'm not gonna hold your brush. I'm not gonna help you hold your brush, honestly. And I'm gonna let you use your imagination and paint whatever the fuck you want. And whatever it comes out with, you know what I'm gonna do? Either I'm gonna keep it, or I'm gonna dump it, or I'm gonna sell it to someone else. And it depends all on them. And this has literally helped me to let them reveal who they are, you know? From it actually starts from the beginning, from how what date they are taking you on. If it's a bar or if it's a dinner, don't even get me started on the coffee dates. They're not even dates, honestly. He asks you for a coffee date, just know that man does not like you. In fact, I think he hates you. Because if a guy is not willing to spend on you, if a guy's not even willing to put an effort for you, do you really think he likes you? He's just lonely or horny and he thinks you're really easygoing and he doesn't have to spend anything to hang out with you. It's literally for free, literally for free. He's like, oh, there's this chick, she doesn't care where I take her. She doesn't care what I'm gonna. She doesn't care, about herself. So why should I, put an effort to care about her? I literally says that when you agree to go on coffee dates. So stop with that. Honestly, block them. Get rid of them. Because by all of this, they're telling you who they are, what they want to do with you, what are their intentions with you. Because what guy that is really, really into you, that really likes you, will want you drunk or tipsy on an empty stomach? You tell me this. What normal person would do that? Would your friend do that for you? No. You will only attract a high value man when you have the energy of a high value woman. So stop saying no to those coffee dates or bar dates. Just refuse to go on them. Stay busy. Stay busy. Embrace yourself. Speak up. Goals and your pleasure should always be above him. Just remember that. And your value is non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. So stop settling at all for less, for anything. Stop settling, honestly. Because a nonchalant man is not for me, it's not for you. Like, what even is? So, do you want to go for a coffee? Oh, what do you want to do? Oh, where you do you want to go? Anywhere I'm not gonna see you, honey. Seriously, anywhere I'm not gonna find you. Because there's nothing more attractive than a man who's painfully all about you, who's painfully obsessed with you, who's not afraid to show you he is into you, honestly. Like, I have this reservation for 7. I'm gonna pick you up at 6:30 if it's okay with you. And just wear the dress because you look so good in it. But wear anything, honestly. And just, show up and enjoy yourself and bring yourself to the table because that's literally all I want. I just want to see you. That's what we fucking want. Because I have a lot going on to be wondering if a guy likes me, honestly. If you're gonna treat me like you don't care about me, if you're not gonna put in efforts, I'm gonna believe you. Honestly, I'm gonna take you at your face value. I'm not gonna assume anything that maybe it's because of so and so reason. No, I'm just gonna be done with it. You're never gonna hear from me. You don't have to worry or think of me ever again, honestly. But with a man where I just have to turn my brain off and I just have to show up and enjoy, and I can just blindly follow him because I trust his character and I have faith in him. I know that wherever I'm gonna end up, I'm gonna be happy about it. I'm not gonna be upset about it at all. All of these guys come to me. And for the rest of you, please God, I don't even want them to see me. I don't want them to see me. I want to be invisible. Because I want someone who's very calm, composed, controlled until it's about me. I'm sick, I just have a fever, nothing else, and I'm dizzy about it. That guy cannot breathe. That guy is panicking. That is what I want. Like, why get into it when you cannot imagine him zipping up your dress? before you step out for a party, or running around the house trying to find your keys because you're late to work, or him sitting down pretending to play mini kitchen with your kids. Like, if he's not gonna look after you when you're sick, do you really think a guy who's ghosting you and not texting you enough, or not calling you, or just seeing you or texting you at 3 a.m. just because he wants some actions, is gonna do that for you, for your kids? Do you really think he's gonna look after you when you're sick? He cannot even look at you twice when you're looking so fine. And I'm not saying you're gonna look not fine when you're sick, but you know what I mean. Because now I value myself. I care deeply about what I have to offer, and I've taken a lot of time to work really hard on who I am as a person. And I acknowledge my behavior and I take accountability for what I do. So you being in my life is a privilege, and cause the time I'm gonna give you, I'm never gonna get it back. It's not, I'm never gonna get back. You cannot give it back to me. And if you fail me in that aspect because you're incapable of not taking accountability or acknowledging, then I then you will no longer have access to me, because I gave you that privilege and you lost it. So there's nothing more that I can do. My time with you is not refundable. You cannot give it back to me. So I'm not going to give myself to someone who is okay wasting my time. I used to do that when I was younger. I would overextend myself for someone. I would give hours and hours of myself and my time, even though I would be going through something worse. But the moments the roles were, reversed, they were nowhere to be found. So I've decided that I knew that my presence in their life, it does not have any value. They don't value my presence in their life. So I'm just gonna take it back, and I'm not gonna give it, because fine, if you wanna act like that. Because fine, I really don't care. I'm just gonna offer myself to people who are gonna value me and my presence in their life. Because I'm just gonna give myself to people who value me and my presence in their life. So, in this journey of loving, respecting, and honoring myself, I realized that I cannot love, respect, or honor someone else if I cannot do that for myself. If you're someone who's trying to love themselves, who is putting in efforts to love themselves, but still feel like you're not where you used to be, and still feel like you're not where you want to be, just know that the fact that you're trying to love yourself is enough evidence, is a proof in itself that you love yourself, because you're trying. Only a person who does not love themselves would not even try. So the fact you're trying is lovely. Anyways, I hope you all have a lovely Valentine's with whoever, or just alone, and realize that the real you is so much more cooler than who you wanted it to be. And I'll see you in the next one.